I'm going to be setting up my one son's Ruger American Gen 2 Predator. It comes with the bronzed barrel and the green coloring with like the gold speckling on it. I did take a quick look at this a little while ago, but I'm just now finally getting around to setting it up. I had got that. I'm going to be putting a Vortex Crossfire 2 scope on it, the 3x9. I believe it is the 44 millimeter, I believe. I will put the link in the description and probably put a tag in the video to clarify exactly which one that is. Actually, it is the 3x9x50 version of this. And then the other thing I got a second Bog Death Grip tripod, one for my older son and then one for my younger son, because one of them will be with me and one of them will be going with my father-in-law to go do some hunting. And I'm telling you, these things are phenomenal. They're lightweight, about 8.5 pounds. They go all the way up to 7 feet. You know, like they're very, very good, very stable. I definitely recommend this brand. All the fittings and stuff. I had a short review with my crossbow that I had it set up with. I definitely like this thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and open that up first, and then we'll go from right here. You adjust the angles, which is at 20 degrees. You can get that set up. So to get the tripod set up, because we're gonna be heading out there at 50 yards. It is a little windy today, so it's probably not the best day to do this, but it's how we're gonna have to do it, because I waited a little too long to get around to sighting this in. And as you see, there's a bubble right there that I'm using to get this thing level, or at least close. There we go. All right, and then this will adjust how tight that is, how loose, how tight. This one here adjusts how like forward and back, and then this one here will loosen and tighten how easy it rotates to your right. So I like this way here, because that way this doesn't interfere with the bolt action being a little bit higher. So we got our Ruger here. I think is a very nice addition. The Predator version, I believe the barrel's a little bit longer than the standard Ruger American Gen 2, if I recall correctly. But I definitely like the color pattern on this. So we'll just go ahead and loosen that up a little bit. Get that sort of clamped down. Now, I do have a laser sighter here that I'm going to try to put in there. It's supposed to work with 243s and 308s. We're going to give it a try, because the round is very similar on the 6.5 Creedmoor. Is very similar to the 243. So we're going to give it a try, see if it gets close. If it doesn't, we'll go back to work from scratch. Okay, I got a couple different sets of scope rings here with different heights, so I can test out to see just how high I have to go. I personally like mine as low as possible. We're gonna see how low we can go with these rings here with this size of scope. Me personally, I like to just sort of get mine threaded on here, just slightly tightened on, not really tightened down, just so that they can move around a little. So I'm gonna do the same thing with this one here. I'm just gonna get this other one started on here. And by no means do I want to claim that I'm a professional marksman or expert at any of this, but I can tell you that the way I've done it before has worked and has been consistent. So if I can do it, you can do it. And there are different specs for different scopes and rings. on how much to torque these down so that it doesn't deform the scope, or so that it, let me loosen that back up here, so it doesn't deform the scope or affect the way that it sights in. You want everything nice and even. So I do have a torque wrench that does do inch pounds. I'm just not sure that I have a Allen head attachment for it, so I will take a look. But normally I eyeball it and make it snug, but I don't crank anything down. All right, so one issue with this is that doing this while my boy's not here is trying to find that eye relief. So whenever you hop up here and you try to go to mount your scope for the first time, you're gonna have to try to figure out where is a good eye relief for you whenever your scope is in front of you and you got your cheek down on your cheek pad, your shoulders up here, and whenever you get up here as if you're getting ready to shoot and pull the trigger, that's where you need to be able to see clearly, a little bit forward, a little bit back, in case you don't get perfectly lined up right off the time. So you need to be able to see exactly where it's at, get a good clear vision through the scope. So I need to get my boy here to really get his, but what this will do is it should get me close for him for right now. So we're going to just get this sort of tightened down for right this second, just a little snug, and then get the scope attachment here. We're gonna get on the gun, make sure the gun is level, and then we're gonna make sure the scope is level as well. And to do that, I have, let me see if I can find them here. I have a little leveling kit. Maybe I left it in the house. I'll be right back. So this is a leveling kit where it will sit right up on the gun, like on the scope itself. So that shows you which way it is twisted. And this one here goes on the gun. It'll go slide right in through here on the rail, and it will show me if the gun is level or not. This makes your life so much easier if you purchase one of these as well. A lot of these things that I'm showing today are sort of quality of life, just makes the job so much easier, and you can do it way more accurate. So you just sort of slide that through. Let me adjust the camera here. Just slide that through somewhere on one of the rails, right here. And tighten it down. Make sure that it's sucked in on this side here, so that when you tighten it down, it's level with the gun. There we go. Now that'll pull it down and in nice and tight. It's perfect. Okay, so now we can see that our tripod's perfectly level. Bubbles in there. We got our gun is just slightly off, so I'm gonna loosen, not that one, we're gonna loosen this one over here, and we're just gonna get that bubble as close to center as possible. All right, that looks pretty center to me. And this one here, what we'll have to do now is we'll just rotate this just a little bit because we left those a little bit loose at the top. So there we got that, and that's when we will go ahead and tighten these down, just get them snug on each other. Well, we need to get them even, so we want to make sure the gap is about the same on both sides. So since this one's definitely higher, like I said, this is the redneck way of doing it, I suppose. Instead of just grabbing the torque wrench, different size Allen head, that's probably part of my reason here. Alright. Because the gun's still there, and this one's still fairly, like I said, I'm trying to check the gap in there and just know that I'm not trying to crank this down. I'm just trying to get them snug, keep them about the same tightness as I go. Tighten them down even, sort of like when you're torquing your lug nuts or say your head studs in a car, and you have to step them. Sort of like the same thing. You just sort of get them, step them down, and you want them to feel even all around. Okay, that should be good. Well, problem is I think I spun my scope a little bit whenever I was doing it, so gonna have to loosen them back up and try again. Alright, we're pretty level there, so let's see, we'll do the front and just basically the same thing. Try to make sure the gaps are about the same so we can keep our bubble pretty level, and that'll definitely help us sight it in pretty good. I'm still not sure if I'm real happy with it, but you see the basic process. I'm not going to sit here and make you keep watching me do that. So I will, if I do decide to adjust this again, we'll just cut to where I have the bubble better, repeating the same process. But it's better to get it right now, and then it makes sighting it in so much easier later. All right, after one more adjustment, I got it pretty close to where I'm okay with it. As you can see, the gaps are pretty much the same on both sides, so they should be torqued down pretty even. You can go across and just give like each one like a light little turn to see if anything moves. If it moves, then they're not even, but all mine are pretty much just pretty even. I mean, I could get out the torque wrench and make sure, but like I said, I need to see if I have an Allen head adapter, but I don't believe I have one right now, so that might be something I invest in the future. But these things were only a couple bucks if I remember correctly. They help you get everything lined up and make your life easier, so that whenever you make your adjustments on your scope up and down, they are truly going up and down and not in an angle at all, because that can just ruin your life whenever you're trying to sight your gun at a distance at all. And right now we have ours set up at 50 yards. That's where I have it set up. I have a rangefinder from Tide Wee, which was kind of a cheap brand there for a while. At least I thought it was, but it actually turned out to be pretty good. I bought some camos from them. They stay nice and warm, and I got a set that protects me from the rain. The rangefinder is pretty good, so they've definitely come up with some cost-effective but yet good products. So I could definitely say I recommend this, and this is going to be accurate out to anything that I need it to. So I can't complain about that. But whenever I use it, make sure that I'm at exactly 53 right now, so it won't make too much of a difference between 50 and 53, because at 50 yards is what the scope recommends you to sight it in at. That way each click is like 1/8 of an inch, I believe it is. I'll have to double check that whenever we actually go to start setting it up. But I'm gonna wait till my boy gets home, and then to make sure that the front and back part of the scope is good for him. I think it will be, but I'm gonna go ahead and actually remove this. So I will show how to remove this because it's kind of a pain in the butt, if I remember correctly, on the first one that I did it. So you also need to break this loose down here and pull it out as well. Okay, now that we got this off, by pulling that out, this piece slides off. Now we have to take our Allen head and put that in there and get that on the bolt. And see if we can get this to loosen up. There we go. Okay, now we got that undone. So how this goes in is it just goes right back same way as if you were using the other one. Just sort of get it in there nice and snug, and then you'll take and just put this right back in the original hole that you had it there, because as you can see, there is a threaded bolt in this piece here. Grab one of the smaller Allen heads again and just finish tightening that up so it stays in there nice and snug. Once I get that tightened up, we'll be right back. Okay, so I had my boy come out, take a look through the scope. He said it's positioned real well for him, so that's good. Now we're gonna try our laser here and see how it works. All right, well, I'm having trouble finding the laser, so it may be behind one of the crosshairs. So that should get us close. So we will go ahead and put it around downrange. Windy, a little bit cold. Go ahead and take that off. We don't need that anymore. We'll send one downrange here and go from there. 2 inches to the left and 2 inches high. It hit high into the left. I need to tell the bullet where to go. All right, so that's how I try to remember, is I'm telling the bullet where it needs to go, not the scope where it needs to go. So to tell the bullet where to go, I need to tell it to go down 2 inches. And so this scope here is 1/4 of an inch at 100 yards. So it will be half of that. Since my distance is at 50 yards, it's only going to go 1/8 of an inch every time I click this. So I want it to go down at least 2 inches, probably a smidge more. It's probably more like 2 1/4, 2.5 inches high, but we're gonna start with 2. So I'm telling my bullet to go down 16 clicks. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right.
Now same thing over here. I need to tell it to go to the right. And so I'm going to do the same thing there. I'm going to send it 16 to the right. 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right. Now,
theoretically, we should be in the ballpark here. Not sure if I flinched or what. That was not a good shot. Or the first time that we shot, we were off. We're gonna send another one here. All right, so we're gonna assume that the first time that we shot, something was off, because both of those are right next to each other. They're pretty close to being in line, but they are still high. Of course, they went 1, 2. We went about 2 inches higher, so maybe we went the wrong way with our turret. But pretty sure whenever yes we did, because I wanted to tell the bullet to go down, not up. So I went the wrong way with my turret. So make sure to pay attention, or else you're gonna be wasting bullets. So now I gotta take it down 32 clicks down and not up. Not sure why I did that. And that shot is right in the bullseye. We are in the white circle, but I would say maybe close to an inch to the left. Pretty much perfect on height, but we got to make sure that that's not just a slight difference. We got to send in one more down range, see if we can get it to thread there again, then we'll make some fine-tuning adjustments, and then I'll let my boy shoot, see what he can do. Now, to pop the clip out on this gun, you push it forward, the little lever here. Just push it forward and pull this down, and then you'll slide these in. And the clip that comes with it only holds 3. So really, unless you put one in the chamber first manually and then put this in. So you want to start by putting the front of the clip here and then slide up, get it in there like that. And so when you bring this forward, you have to put it back on safety, or else it will not even let you bring this down. And there are 2 different steps to your safety here. So one, you can operate the bolt, and the other one you can't. So that was the first shot. This was the second grouping where I turned the turret the wrong way. This is after I readjusted the turret to go down instead of up. And that was the first shot, that was the second shot. So we're to the left, both of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this, since we are about at least a half an inch to the left. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn that 4 clicks to send the bullet to the right, and that should get us closer, at least left to right, and we'll see where we are after that shot. Yep, height-wise we're good, I believe. Because whenever we go to sight it in 100 yards, that little bit of drop that's a little high will work its way out. So I'm going to go ahead and bump that 4 clicks to the right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here's a little line so you can see. You don't just have to feel. You can actually look at the line and see that you moved it 4 clicks. So that should put us pretty darn close to our left right, and then our up down at 50 we're gonna just be maybe a 1/4 inch high. So I'm guessing at 100 we will be pretty darn spot on. Might still be right about there, but I will have to set up the 100-yard target up at the top of the hill and later on, and give that a try then. But for right now, I think we showed how to do basic sighting in, some of the tools that'll make your life easy, and demonstrated like how good this gun is. My boy's other gun has the same one. It shoots very well. Like I said, he was able to get a deer last year with his first year hunting. And I have nothing but good things to say about the Ruger American model. And the Predator version here, it looks really nice actually. I really like the way it looks. It's got the longer fluted barrel, and the Vortex scopes have never treated me wrong. They have good clarity, good eye relief on them, and definitely another good combination with the Bog tripod. The scope rings, they're just an Amazon special. I know I'll catch a lot of flack for that, but they're nothing. They're not expensive by any means. And the the little leveling kit. Those are definitely key to making sure that whenever you make your adjustments, you're making them right. And I'll put the link to all of the items that I got in the description in case anybody is interested in purchasing the same items. If you found this informative, helpful, or anything, entertaining even, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you.